And let's bring in Dr. Akil Anand from Cleveland Clinic's Drug and Recovery Center and ABC News correspondent Aaron Katursky for a little bit more on this. Thank you both for being here. Dr. Anand, we heard there in Devin's piece that more Americans have died of drug overdoses nationwide during COVID versus any other year since the opioids started. So why was this number even greater than experts expected? What do you think's causing this now?
Yeah, I mean, we definitely expected an increase. We had a lot of indicators. Historically, with any type of disaster trauma, we have seen increase in substance use. The spike increase that we've seen this time, however, 30% increase since last year, it's the highest increase we've ever seen. I don't think none of us expected this high of an increase. We're suspecting it's because of the depression, anxiety, the PTSD, the longevity of COVID-19, and the emergence of fentanyl, the synthetic opioid that's really infiltrated the entire market of illegal drugs.
So, Aaron, yesterday, the big three drug distributors actually reached a $26 billion nationwide opioid settlement. It's the second largest cash settlement ever, correct? So where exactly is that money going to go, and what's the reaction been so far?
You know, if enough states and jurisdictions sign on to this, Diane, the money will go directly to places like Philadelphia, where we saw the heartbreak of the opioids epidemic laid so plainly bare by Devin's piece. And the idea in the minds of the state attorneys general who negotiated this is that the money is urgently needed now because of what we just saw. They don't want to wait for the uncertainty of litigation, even though when you see the pain that the opioids epidemic has caused, there is an inclination to want to punish the companies behind it. And here, the nation's three biggest drug distributors, Cardinal Health, AmerisourceBergen, and McKesson, along with Johnson & Johnson, which is also part of this settlement agreement, they played a unique role, the state attorneys general said, in pushing all of these drugs out into communities while ignoring all the guardrails in the system, whether it's prescribers that are prescribing too many or pharmacies that are ordering too many. The state attorneys general said these companies at every turn ignored all that and just kept the drugs flowing.
And Aaron, does this protect these drug companies from future lawsuits, or could they end up in court again on this?
They're protected, and that may be for victims of the opioids epidemic, that this may be really unsatisfying because there is no way for them to have their day in court. And the companies, as part of this settlement agreement, do not have to formally admit any wrongdoing. But just by entering into this agreement, I think it's clear that the companies did have a role to play, even if they don't have to formally admit to it. We're waiting to see if enough states and jurisdictions sign on. If they do, the money would start to flow and would flow for the next 18 years. If not, then the companies can pull out and take their chances at trial. And there's already a jury trial underway here in New York that's really testing some of the theories that prosecutors have about the role these companies played.
So, Dr. Anand, how has the pandemic's disproportionate impact on low-income communities and people of color exacerbated the opioid epidemic and the drug overdoses that we've seen this past year?
The economic impact, though, shelter in place has definitely exacerbated depression and anxiety. Also, folks that weren't able to go to in-person meetings, that also made it harder for them to get assistance that they needed. We also had to redistribute our healthcare system. And the population that was affected the most were the folks, unfortunately, that were let go and that were already in the lower socioeconomic bubble.
All right, Dr. Akil Anand and ABC News correspondent Aaron Katursky, we appreciate your time today. Both, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Diane.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.